Welcome back to Momentous Struggle, a Star Wars Shatterpoint podcast. On this week's episode, Aubrey and I are going to talk about something that we haven't been able to talk about in a very long time, and that's new boxes coming out, Aubrey. So we can go ahead and talk about that. I know it's a shocker that we actually have new boxes and stuff to talk about. But yeah, over the last, about 2 weeks or so, the Morgan Elspeth box and the Balin box have both been all the cards have been completely revealed, so we get to talk about those. So we're going to start with the My Loyalty, My Squad Life Squad Pack, or My Loyalty, My Life Squad Pack, I should say. So we're going to talk about that and take a look at what's going on with those boxes. But yeah, before we jump on into that, how have you been, Aubrey? What you been up to?
I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off. Shatterpoint wise, nothing at all. I've been working on a terrain project for a local player. I've been working on my own project, getting Malediction terrain up and running. I was the big boss at my work all this week because my boss had vacation again, and don't like that. I don't want her job anytime soon. That's for sure. I was I felt very much like I was adulting for too many people at once. Yeah. But Shatterpoint, not so much
in general.
Yeah, right. No, right. I think. How are you doing, Todd?
Oh, not too bad. I've been pretty busy just with all the tournament stuff going on. So because LVO tickets went on sale this week, so Frontline Gaming's been reached out to me a couple times just to get general information about that. So hopefully that will go well. I'm hopefully that we'll see a fair amount of players. I don't expect to see an increase from the year previously, maybe somewhat. I don't know. It'll be interesting to kind of see what it looks like with where the game is versus other games and things along those lines. So it'll be, but like I said, those tickets are on sale. I know there's a few people that have said they've bought their tickets already, so that's promising to see what is going to happen with that. I think as long as the people keep buying the tickets, they'll keep running Shatterpoint there. It might look different in the future, but we'll see after this year how everything plays out. So I'm hoping for a decent turnout. I mean, if we can stay relatively close to where we were last year, I think that would be fine.
Yeah. It's gonna be a weird year because at Adepticon, for every player who was like, yeah, I'm energized, I'm ready to go, let's go to the next boxes, there was another player who was like, and I'm looking for my next game, and I'm like,
right. Yeah. I mean, and that's fine. I mean, I don't know if it's okay to have another game. I'm hoping that people just don't abandon this game altogether, but we'll see what happens with that. But I'm like I said, I'm hoping for a good turnout there. I know one thing that's promising is, a couple days after this goes live, I'll be on my way up to Rocky Mountain Open to stream up there with Austin, and Andrew is going to be riding with us as well to play in the event. But I was talking with Blake, who's running it up there, and he says that event sold out. So I mean, their sellout was 24 people, but at least they're going to have 24 people that are at Rocky Mountain Open. So that's promising as well, that they have a good turnout. That's more than we had in Phoenix even. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty excited for that.
And that is still pre-balance pass update. I'm right. Assuming that we're gonna get a fresh influx of people revitalized by that. I'm waiting. Please let it be soon.
Right. Yeah. No, it should be. I mean, it's May that it's going to come out. They said May. I mean, if we can judge anything by last time, I would expect it's going to be middle to end of May. I mean, if we get it earlier than that, that's outstanding. But May 1st is Friday, so I don't expect it to be dropping right then and there. But hopefully we'll get something within the next probably by I would expect the 18th to sometime after the 18th would probably be the time that we would get it. That's the second to last week of the month. So I would put it somewhere in the over under about there probably.
You heard it here first, everyone. The balance update is coming May 18th. Todd just said so.
Oh yeah, something like that. But and then the last thing that I've been working on is Green Banner events is actually running a team event out here in Arizona. It was started out being just a 40K Age of Sigmar and a Old World team tournament. And I had run into one of their people at Adepticon and was working behind the scenes with them to try and run some team events. So I'll be in June, at the end of June. They're going to be, I think it's June 27th and 28th. We're going to be running a one-day MCP and on the 27th, and the one-day Shatterpoint three-person team event out there on that weekend. So a little bit of stuff going on. Like I said, it's going to be going up next weekend to Rocky Mountain Open, and then not anything big until the end of June at least, and then October is the LVO. So it's a couple of events going on and stuff like that. I'll probably potentially look into streaming the team event, depending on who's playing and who's not, if we have people to stream it and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it seems pretty exciting to sit there and kind of run some new events, and I'm excited to try the team event, the three-person team event in Shatterpoint, to see how people enjoy that, because I really think that the team event in MCP is probably one of the most fun ways to play to play MCP. So hopefully that translates well to the Shatterpoint side of things too.
Yeah, and remind me, Todd, because I know we've talked about this in the past, but I've slept since then. The team event is going to be run basically the same way that the MCP event has been run, right? You have the team captains do the roll off, and then you reveal whoever has priority, you reveal the pairing. And sorry, can you give me the TLDR? Because I've never actually played this even in Magic. I've only ever seen it played.
Got it. All right. So basically, yeah, you roll off. Team captains roll off, and whoever captain one is basically will pick one of the three tables that are available and place one of their teams face down. Whoever they want to be that one, and then the other team captain will choose one of the two tables that wasn't chosen by the captain on the other one, and reveal and put their team down, one of the players from their team down, and then they flip over. And then once those two are turned over, the two teams basically again putting their team player name face down, place those remaining two. So basically, you get to choose one of the opponents of the remaining two. One of the two remaining players on your team gets to choose who's going to go into that one opponent that was already revealed, and it happens on both sides, and then they reveal simultaneously. So there's a whole pairing process.
Right. Okay, so I'm team captain. I won the dice roll. Mm-hmm. I look at all three tables and I go, okay, I'm gonna put my first teammate on this table. Say it's entirely
team member A. Yeah.
And I was just gonna say entirely hypothetical. It might be Izzy with Mandos, and I see a table that Todd set up and it has no ladders. So I might be all right, I want Izzy to play on that table, and then the team captain, the other team captain gets to then respond to that, and then you do it again, but now team cap at once, and so now one table's done. So now the other team captain.
So no,
does the same thing.
You're
no.
So you have three tables. Let's say table 1, 2, 3. All right.
Okay.
You have player A, B, and C on your team. You take player A, you put them on table 1, and they you put them face down. Then the other team captain, they take their player A and put them on, say, table 3.
Okay. They don't have to pick. They don't have to.
You
pick
put
the
them
same
on an opposing
table.
No, they have to be on opposing tables. They cannot be on the same table. They have to, of the two remaining tables, you choose the second captain chooses another opponent, one of their players, to be on one of the two tables that wasn't chosen.
Oh.
Then you reveal those two, and then once those are revealed, then you go and again decide where you want to put the other two players. So you'll put those two down. One of them will be at a table that doesn't have anybody, and then the other one will be into the table that is occupied by another by a teammate, an opponent already.
Oh, so you pick the next two right away, and it's kind
Correct.
of and then it's me again because I won priority, and then they pick.
You'll put both of them. You put both of your remaining players face down, and then they'll put their remaining players face down, and then you
And
reveal
then you
all four at
reveal
the same
all
time.
at once.
Correct.
Oh, okay. I might be asking because I might need to know how to do this because I think I may have accidentally put myself into being the team captain for our team.
Got it.
It's gonna be me, Bob, and Izzy, and I'm like, I think I'm the only one who hasn't done this format before, but okay.
I mean, Izzy's done it before, so he'll probably be able to help you. Once you do it once, you'll get the minutia of the entire thing is pretty easy. There's a whole lot of gamesmanship that goes on to it that I don't know if a lot of people will be used to or ready for, because like there's a lot of times where it's like, okay, like who's the like you look at the three teams that they have. Okay, well, none of them want to play into this particular team, so you're going to put them down first. So like, let's say we're going pre-nerf, and you have like a Cassian Mando or Cassian PLC list or something like that, and you know that they don't want to play into any of those because all they have is either is attrition list or something like that. Well, you put that one down, and then because you know that anything that they go into, you're going to be fine playing into type of a thing. So there's some gamesmanship that goes in. There's some turn zero gamesmanship that happens with the team tournament for sure.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I think I got that part down now. So then, remind me. I know we talked about this before, but at least I'll be able to listen to this later, right? uh, so list building. We can't share
So
any
it's a
model,
3 mirror. Correct.
right? It's
Right.
three
It's
mirror.
a 3 mirror list. It's a 3 mirror
Yeah.
team event. So you'll make a 3 mirror roster. You cannot share unique names or models. So like if one person's running
Right.
PLC, no one else can run Freedom Fighter layout or Boosh. So like you're kind of eliminating that. And then the other piece is you can't there can everyone has to have a unique mission as well. So there's going to be three different missions that are going to have to get played.
Right, three different missions, and then of course, like if I have Baze and Chirrut, nobody else can have Baze and Chirrut on our team. That kind of
Correct.
thing. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I think
And
I
if,
got
like,
it. I think I.
And you can only play like if someone's playing Jedi Luke, then Daring Luke can't be played, or
Right,
other
right.
and or the other Luke can't be
Or
played.
Rebel Commandos, or Republic Commandos, or Seven Scourge,
Correct.
like one, and it's three mirrors, so we got to bring three squads. All right, wait, is it three mirror where you have to like play all three combinations version, or just the
No.
three mirror where? Oh, okay,
Just
okay.
3 mirror. You just
Okay.
3 mirror. You'll have to play every squad once, but you could do AB AB AC if you want or something like that. I'm not going to restrict it that much.
Okay.
I felt it was I felt it was restrictive enough already. Then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited now. Oh, since we're doing this in reverse and we're talking about events, then is that everything for Green Banner Gaming? Because I've got my event I got to plug too.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the three ones that are kind of in my brain right now anyway.
Yeah. So again, everybody, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're getting to see my fun Ahsoka hat because I'm gonna be wearing this at the event next week that none of you have signed up for because apparently you're all going to Rocky Mountain Open or it's a Sunday and you're sleeping. I don't know what's going on, but come on, guys.
There's 4
Give me-
people signed up. I just looked at it.
Four. If only 4 people show up, I might just make everyone play Battle on the Sands instead. Because that might be
Okay.
more fun. I don't know. I'll see what it's like. I am working on that. I had somebody else reach out to me with more detail. Like they just sent me a DM. They're like, "Hey, I listened to the podcast and there was this, and this was also wrong with what Nick and I were talking about." Some of it was like what Unluck McDuck was already saying, and then it was other stuff. So I have more edits, but I'm happy to report I should be able to get Battle on the Sands ready by next Sunday. So if nobody else signs up, that's what I'm going to do. But also come and play in my fun World Between World events where I'm going to play Oops All Ahsokas. Just all Ahsokas all the way down because there's no era restrictions. There's just no unique name restrictions. The only problem I have is I don't really know what clone troopers I want to bring because if I'm gonna play all three Ahsokas, I need like clone troopers to go with Snips, kind of. So I don't know. I haven't figured that out. Or I might just leave Padawan Ahsoka at home and just run two primary Ahsokas and bring Rex along for the fun because Rex is cool. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Wait, did you forget,
It
Todd?
sounds
Did
like
you
it's
forget
gonna.
what?
No, I didn't forget. It just always sounds so strange to me. But yeah, I'm sure you'll have fun with it, and that's all that
You
matters.
Todd, you can bring Anakin and Vader and play a whole
Yeah,
dumb Republic list of shenanigans. Imagine Anakin with Vader dice.
yeah, that's pretty gross. Pretty gross.
Yeah. I am fully expecting the silliness to commence this whole time, and I've got some prizes lined up. So, you know what? If this is a bad weekend, and because it's a Sunday, whatever, I'll try this again. But y'all gotta give me some feedback at least, cause I think it's a fun idea.
No, it should be a good idea. It should be a fun event. I think it'll be enjoyable. So, no, I think I'll have a good time with it for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
well,
that's all
all
I know about. So, oh, Matt,
yeah,
wait, Matt's got an event later in the month too, in between all this, right?
yeah, I think he does. I can't remember exactly which one what he's got going on, but he does have some at Gamers Guild happening as well. So there's going to be some, like I said, a lot of great events going on as well. Like that's the one nice thing is that we have like such an amazing store that we can sit there and do that. But yeah, it looks like that's not until like the 30th of May though. Like it's not in for a while. So it's
Well,
I know,
hey,
and I'm already signed up for that one.
your event is already your event's not till like the end of June. Come on.
Well, the only
We
reason I bring that up is because you can get custom banners, and like the players need to be signed up by like the end of this month to if you want to have custom artwork put on your banner.
Todd, should I spoil our team name because I'm pretty sure that Izzy and Bob have already decided what our team name is going to be, and we already got something going for the banner. Are you ready?
I feel like it has something to do with a pigeon.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're gonna test your Spanish. We're gonna test your Spanish. It's pigeon papas.
Pigeon potatoes.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's very punny, Todd.
it is very funny. Yes, because you're playing with Hispanic potato, and I guess Bob's a potato too. I don't know. So yeah, that will be interesting.
Yeah,
Though.
he's an
Like I said,
honorary potato. It's
he's an honorary potato.
it's the three potatoes. The three amigos potato edition.
Okay, all right, that will work. All right, will work. All right. Well, no, I think, like I said, I'm excited for it. I think you're at least the third team that I know of that signed up for the Shatterpoint event, so that's promising as well. That there's at least three teams that have signed up for that, so that'll be cool. At least I think it'll be pretty exciting to see that and kind of see what happens and how people enjoy that team event. And if it goes well, maybe we'll utilize that format at LVO instead of the 2-player format. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I'll be interested to get feedback on what other people think about it when we before we kind of commit to what we're going to do at LVO. We have a rough outline for the team or for what we're going to do there, but it's not set in stone, especially because I want to know what attendance looks like before I get like a schedule really kind of locked down.
Yeah, and it's also tough when traveling, like putting together a three-person team. Like some people, they just travel solo or maybe with one other person to events, so it could be harder. I'm not saying I think it'll be fun. I just you don't want to be like the odd one out who didn't have like a third person to bring along. I don't know.
I get that. I mean, I've seen it also at LVO for when we used to play MCP, where it was like you meet a random person and it's like, hey, there's two of us playing in this, and you wanted to play in the team event, come and join our team type of a thing. So we've had a lot of that happen too, where it's like you can just, because you know how you just like meet people and all of a sudden you're like hanging out with them, going and getting drinks with them, whatever, going out to dinner with them, and before you know it, like, you know, like, okay, you're now the third member of our team, and you just kind of make exceptions to like rosters and stuff like that, so you can add a third player into a team or something like that. It's never seemed to be a problem on the MCP side. I don't see how it would really be on the Shatterpoint side, but yeah, we'll wait and see kind of what happens there too.
Yeah, okay. I will defer to you. Like I said, I know nothing about this. I'm literally asking questions in real time. Like, how does this work, Todd?
No, I get it. I get it. All good questions. Well, let's go. Let's go ahead and jump into the Morgan Elspeth box and kind of take a look at everything. I know you were pretty excited about this and what's going to happen with the new box. So, kind of looking at like Morgan Elspeth in general, like she's a primary unit, one model, 8 squad points. But what's interesting with her, she's only brings 2 force. So that right off the bat is kind of concerning, I think.
Who needs force when you could just deal damage for your abilities? Come on, Todd. You've seen this identity.
I have. It's still. I mean, and she's got 10 health, 10 tough, or 10 durability, or no, 10
Stamina.
wounds. I forget.
Stamina.
Stamina. Thank you. 10 stamina and 3 durability. So she's okay there. I mean, you can go ahead and kind of utilize that as well. So that is interesting there. She does have the Dathomirian Night Sister and Galactic Empire tag, so definitely can. I think people are looking at what she can do with Dathomir. I think she's probably going to have more of a home though in Galactic Empire than anywhere else.
Yeah, I that's my one thing that's about this box is I think they've nailed it for what it's worth, but it definitely is trying to like thread the needle between you want to pair this with the Mother Talzin box and the other Dathomirians, but you also want to pair it with Empire. Like I mean, it would be. I'm already, before we even get to the abilities, I'm like, do I want to play this with Mother Talzin or do I want to play this with Thrawn? I have never played Thrawn, so that would be interesting.
I think you should start with Mother Talzin to begin with then, in that case.
A little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the reason I think I'm hesitant to say that you should be playing her with any other Dathomirians is she only has one ability on her card that really impacts the Night Sisters or the Night Troopers. Or there's no Dathomirian tag with her at all. So she does not bring a lot to the table for like a Dathomirian Night Sister, Night Troopers, or anything like that. It's very limited because she has her active ability, which is the Fate has decided our next move. And I like this ability. It's pretty interesting. So at the start of your activation, you look at the top card of your deck and of your order deck, and then you can decide whether you want to put that on the top or on the bottom. If you put it on top of your deck, then she gets a dash. Like each character in the unit can dash and immediately gets a focus action, which is cool, but she doesn't have anything that really, other than the one extra dice you get for focus, doesn't do anything. She doesn't have like, impact or sharpshooter or anything like that. But if you choose to put it on the bottom, one character in each allied Night Sister or Night Trooper may take a heal action. And if no card is in your order deck, then basically you can just choose to resolve each one. So if like she's the bottom card of your deck or whatever, or that's the bottom card of your deck. So it's interesting with that, but it's like it doesn't give a whole lot of payoff for being a Night Sister or Night Trooper. It's like, okay, you can remove a condition or remove a damage, and there's just one of them that gets to do that too. So not a whole lot going on there as far as like I can really tell. I don't know. What do you think about this ability?
I mean, I will say that I wish it also referenced Dathomirian, because it does have Night Sister, which means it hits half of our Dathomirian, or I guess more than half, like 3/5. I don't know, because it hits Asajj, it hits Mother Talzin, and it hits the Night Sister acolytes, which is good, which is fine.
Doesn't hit Savage,
but it doesn't, like Savage, always not Night Sister Bridesmaid, never a Night Sister
Right.
Bride. I don't know. Like it's like, come on, guys, can you please give Savage a little love here? Like, uh,
Yep.
and the other thing is because she's what is it, New Republic era? Like, there's not a lot of list building going on here. Like you're like I am excited for this character. Do not get me wrong. But you basically playing her as is out of the box. I can't imagine you doing a ton of mixing and matching just based on how based on how this first ability works. It does not it does not target Dathomirian, and it does not target Galactic Empire. And I'm like,
Right.
guys, like I understand that she very much is heavily connected to the Night Sister clan of Dathomir, but guys, gameplay wise, why couldn't these abilities have referenced Galactic Empire and Dathomirian? So that's like my first kind of I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty restrictive ability. I mean, other than she's just moving herself and focusing, and I think that's going to probably be primarily what you do with this. I don't like you can build her outside of her box, but then you're definitely only focusing, like dashing and focusing herself. So it just doesn't seem like there's again, and that's the only thing that hits anything in her box, that anything that impacts anything in her box, and it doesn't even move them. It just gives them a heal. So I'm like,
Yeah. I'm so excited to have more Night Sisters, like Dathomir, and that whole backstory, like going all the way back to the Young Jedi Knight series, where you're introduced to like teenage, like Jason and Jaina and all their friends kind of have their own adventure instead of just being the babies who are always getting kidnapped out from under Chewbacca's nose every 5 minutes. Like you meet up with what was her name? Teno Ka? I don't know, something like that. Yeah, like she's a Dathomirian and comes to train at Luke's Academy, and like she was a character I always thought was really cool. And so like I'm like, I want more Dathomirians. Like I want Marin from Jedi Fallen Order, but like also guys, I why doesn't this I feel like this ability should be like Kanan's or some of the other newer ones where it's like she gets a dash and then whoever you picked gets a dash. But
right,
it's but instead it doesn't.
right.
She feels very selfish, and we know what the history in this game is of selfish primaries. How well do they do, Todd?
Yeah, they normally don't do much. I mean, they're normally not played much. I mean, and she is very selfish. I mean, because like, so if you look at like her other abilities, like manipulating hands, we've seen before. It's basically 2 force as an active ability, and you choose an enemy character within 4, and then they dash, and you resolve the dash. So it's like we've seen this one before on Mother Talzin. It is a very pricey one, especially for someone who comes with only 2 force. But as you alluded to, she's got an identity that kind of allows for this to not become a factor at all. But that's the only ability she has that actually has force. The other ones are just either active or innates.
Right. And don't get me wrong. When I say selfish, I mean the fact that she doesn't move anybody. Her kit is fine. It's just like basically you're giving me the ability to manipulate my deck, but I feel very hamstrung by the fact that I'm pretty much always putting that card back on top unless it's gonna like lose me the game next turn. I am putting that
Right.
card back on top of my deck. So it's not really a great choice. And then and then you pair it with manipulating hand, which we know is a phenomenal ability, but that's also like now she really, if you look at her next ability or next her ability 2 down, her identity, you're basically starting her at 8 force, or not 8 force, 8 stamina if you're planning on not paying full price for this thing. And I'm like, it's making me itchy, Todd. It's making me itchy, and I'm excited about this box.
Yep.
I don't know.
No, I mean I get it. I mean, but like you can obviously see the line of play with her, where basically it's you put the card on top, you give her a dash and a focus. You can make a move action let's say you make a move action, then you can manipulating hands a card away, or a character away, and then you can basically make a like so, say you make a melee attack, you get someone to a melee attack, and her innate ability comes into play, which is you will die here alone. And basically, what that one is when a character in this unit makes a melee attack as part of a combat action. If there are no other enemy characters within 2 of the offending character, you add 3 dice to the attack roll. So like you can basically like dash yourself, use manipulating hands to sit there and make sure that there's a character off on their own, and then just do an attack adding 3 dice. So it's like she's got an interesting kit, but again, that's kind of like it almost goes back to what you were saying about her being a selfish character, where it's like she's really just kind of doing her own thing off on her own because she really kind of just wants to be attacking someone who's off on their own as well.
Yeah. Now, Todd, I'm pretty sure it was Omnis, or maybe it was somebody in Omnis's podcast Discord. I'm sorry, I'm not remembering who said this, but somebody somewhere in that group already pointed out that the actual, of course, secret best pairing for Morgan is not Mother Talzin, is not Maul, is not Thrawn, but it's everyone's favorite Galactic Republic model, Daddy Vader, because if you manipulating hand somebody off of a point and then attack them alone and then add Vader dice, like, spoilers, you got, what is that, 12, 13 dice that you're rolling?
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, I don't know if that's the way you'll want to go with it. I mean, because what we can get to we're going to get to her stance cards in a second. And she isn't like a melee monster though. Like she can do some damage, but like on one side of there. But it's like, I don't know if that's like where you want to be with her, because she's like, she's going to do some melee stuff, and she can sit there and roll a lot of dice in melee depending on how you play her, but. Unless you're on her wrath side, you're not really doing a whole heck of a lot. But we'll get to that in a second after we kind of dive down into also her other ability as well. Her actual identity of my loyalty, my life for the sisterhood. And you've been kind of alluding to this one. Well, this unit is not wounded. When an allied unit within 3 would spend force to use an ability, this unit may suffer damage equal to the cost of the ability instead. So basically, she can just keep on taking a punch. She can just punch herself to sit there and allow for force not to be used and just sacrifice herself for that, which is interesting. But like, and you were alluding to the manipulating hands, but other characters can do that too if they're within range 3 of her.
Yeah. I don't know. This is where I'm going. I can't figure out why some abilities are global. Why some abilities are range 5, which makes them, very effective, but not global. And then we get stuff like this, where it's like, within range 3 of a model, within range 2 of a model, and I'm like, guys, like, come on, like, I know that there are games where we all get turtled up on the same point because the prio objective has been rolled as the same double 5 times in a row, but that is a bug, not a feature. I don't want, I don't want this range 3 bubble, like.
No, I get it. So here's one of the interesting things, though, that also goes on, where the second part of her identity says, additionally, when this unit becomes wounded, after the attack is resolved, one character in the unit may dash and may make a 5 dice attack. But it has to be a melee attack. It doesn't say that it is wounded by an enemy effect. So she can sit there and use her force to sit there and do that. And then just dash and make a 5 dice attack. So it's interesting that you could sit there and be like, okay, well, I'm going to use her force. Go ahead and just wound her, and then go ahead and make a 5 dice attack if you wanted to do that. So it's an interesting play there where you can kind of dictate when she gets wounded by doing that as well. So I don't know, interesting thing there too.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff there with like strain, or I'm even envisioning this crazy scenario where you take her up to attack somebody, like you do a full attack, but then like, I don't know, she gets riposted back or something, I don't know, and then she gets wounded, but then she'll get to do her like a second attack, but then like your activation is over. I don't know. That this is getting this is getting into the weeds of things you could potentially do with her. But
Oh yeah, without a
I
doubt.
don't know. I don't know.
No, I think, like I said, there's some interesting things I think like you could kind of play around with on there, like just like hurting her to sit there and get a free attack in or something along those lines. But we'll see how like how she works in play for sure. Okay, so like looking at her stance card, then there's she of course is a primary, so she has two sides to it. She has a wrath side, doesn't have a range attack, only has a melee attack with 7 attack dice and then 5 defensive dice in both range and melee. Her expertise on this side is pretty cool because it has crit mitigation right off the rip. 1 to 2 is a crit to fail. 3 has a block and a crit to fail, and then 4 plus has 2 crits to fail and a block. I say it's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's only you only get 1 block in there, so it's like unless you're mitigating crits, you're not doing a whole lot with those expertise.
Yeah, Todd, I am trying to be positive about this primary because I'm very excited. Like, I liked this character. This was a cool, like, when the not even the before the Ahsoka show, the whole like
Tales of the
he's
Empire.
no, no, no. Before that, remember she was in the Mandalorian. Remember when
Oh, that's
Mando
right.
goes
Yep.
looking for Ahsoka, and then we have that crazy fight scene with Ahsoka and her with that the Beskar spear or whatever.
Hmm.
Like I was like, who is this person? I need to know more about this person. And then yeah, you mentioned how her story got fleshed out. Like it's I just the problem is 1 to 2 gets me no blocks,
Yeah.
just the crit to fail. Cool. What happens when covert Mandos roll up and they roll like billion expertise and they get like 15 strikes and they're like, yeah, cool story, Morgan. We just shoot you down.
Yeah. No, I don't think she's meant to sit there and really. I think she's meant to go down. Like I think that's kind of like her play style is like she's just. I mean, you look at her being sacrificed at the end of season 1 of Ahsoka.
Right.
She's that unit that's meant to sit there and go down because of the fact that she does get an extra attack when she goes down. So her not being that durable and not having that expertise chart that allows for her to sit there and kind of take a bunch of attacks kind of shows that no, you're just wanting to sit there and put her in melee and just let her get beat down and do another attack and then keep on going. I think that's kind of the play line for her because I mean if you look at the other side, look at her melee expertise. It's 1 to 2 is a crit and a damage. 3 is 2 crits and a damage. 4 is 2 crits, a strike and a damage. It's like, yeah, she just is like kind of like doing her melee. And on this particular tree, there is a lot of damage that can be done. A total of I think it's 9 damage. So I mean, she pretty much can take out just about any secondary in the game, and pretty
Well,
much every
10,
support with this.
10 with the tree technically, but I mean you
Yeah,
gotta get an expertise. And you gotta get an expertise to go all
yeah,
the way
10 with
down.
this.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how often that's happening.
Yeah, but she does also have 3 heals on here as well, like 2 on 3 and 1 on 4 if you don't decide to put a strain on instead. So, I mean, she does have like the tree does give her some heals. I mean, I guess if you're really worried about it, you can when her card comes up. If you put something on the bottom, you can strain. You can use that heal on her because the heal works on her as well as any other knight because she is a knight sister. So, there is some interesting play there. I mean, and then like so I don't know. What do you think about this side of her stance card?
I mean it hits hard. I like that there's the heals on here because you literally can undo her identity, which that's fantastic. Because you can, of course, we assume that the usual play pattern is deal 2 damage to Morgan, manipulating hand somebody. Now I'm attacking a solo unit, get my extra dice, attack them, profit. I'm probably because I'm rolling that extra dice, I'm getting to at least the double heal, hopefully further. And so then you pay for the 2 damage that you got from manipulating hand. So I mean it's fine. It's fine. I just hate whenever I see 1 to 2 giving you like one result. Like give me slightly more, because I'm sorry, I don't count that one to two crit into damage. I don't count the damage as a full expertise. I'm sorry, that's like half an expertise maybe. Like, come on. No.
On a second,
No.
on a primary for sure. If it was a support, yeah, then a damage would be okay. But yeah, I get where you're going with that. So then, on her other side of her stance card is her Dathomirian training, where this one you get an extra defensive dice in melee. So it's 5 in range, 6 in melee, and then but you only have 6 dice on attack dice here. The expertise is a little bit better on this one for sure, where it's 1 to 2 gets you 2 blocks, 3 gets you 2 blocks and a crit to a strike, and then 4 plus gets you 2 blocks, a crit to a strike, and a reposition. So definitely better as far as the expertise chart for on the defensive side.
Yeah,
Then,
this side is definitely better defensively. Keep going, Todd. I'll wait.
yeah, but then you look at like the offense or the melee expertise chart, and it's like, okay, 1 gets you 2 strikes, 3 gets you 2 strikes and a heal, 3 plus gets you a crit, 2 strikes and a heal. It's like, okay, you really went we're looking at like the defensive expertise on the other side of the card because it's just not that great.
Yeah, I feel like this, and again, I don't know when stuff happens or what's going on, but this almost feels like Asajj levels of like, guys, you needed to put like one more pip on every side of this. Like getting 2 expertise gets me a heal. That's the only difference. A heal on the side that already has 5 heals on the stance card. Do I really need another heal? And I'm just like, I hope that this plays on the table better than I'm seeing, because I have faith, and I'm planning on picking up this box because I want to play with more Night Sisters. But guys, this is the expertise is giving me weird vibe. Like, I would have taken like swap the expertises and give me like just one good side, because it feels like one side is good at defense, one side is good at offense, and they're like misaligned. The more defensive side is super defensive, and the more aggro side is really aggressive. But I feel like you're gonna want to be on this side more than the other. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I really find interesting on this is like there's only 5 steps. You can only go 5 steps down this particular tree, but there is a path where if you get all 4 steps, you can do 4 shoves. So it's like, because there's a shove on 1, a potential shove on 2, no matter what, a shove on 4, and a potential shove on 5. So it's like you can full tree, you're shoving this person for days, and if you're rolling potentially 9 dice, that's something that's pretty possible to full tree on this one, because you can roll if you're attacking a solo target. So
right, like this is why this is another one of those, and I'm sure people have already done the proxy game and have already played games with this. Fine, whatever. I like to play with stuff when I have it in my hands. And am I gonna pick up these boxes? Yes, but I really hope this isn't like in the early days of Republic, where every time a Republic box came out, Aubrey went, "This is what's gonna fix Republic." No. And then another box came out of like, "This is what's gonna fix Republic," because I was already like, "This is gonna make it so I can play Mother again," and I'm like, I mean, not that I haven't already been playing Mother. You all know, you've been listening. I've been copying Todd, but like, I'm like, I don't know if this makes Mother great again, Todd. To borrow some phrasing.
Right. I don't think this is a Dathomirian. I don't think this is the thing that fixes Dathomirian or makes Dathomirians better. It's definitely, like I said from the start, I think she's an Empire piece. I think she's going to be kind of a control piece, especially with all those shoves. I think you keep her on her defensive side and you just shove people way into oblivion, and then manipulating hand somebody else off the point. Or you can influence a lot of points with this particular character just by attacking somebody, shoving them like to oblivion, manipulating hand somebody else, and really kind of just really placing whoever you want wherever you want them to place, because you can really influence what to. I mean, if you wound somebody else, like let's say you do this. Let's say you attack. You sit there and on the defensive side, get 3 shoves for whatever reason. So you shoved them all the way to oblivion, manipulating hand somebody else, and then when you do that, you wound somebody. Now you can do a 5 dice attack and get another 2 shoves or something like that. Now all of a sudden you've influenced the positioning of 3 separate units, especially like late game when you're like all kind of quagmired around 1 or 2 points. I can see her being kind of that point piece that like really can be a late game, just reshuffle the board for you.
Yeah, if nothing else, she reminds me of Mother Talzin in that you really only, well, I know there's several primaries that are like this, and I wish, I know this is a very tiny ask AMG, but I wish you would do like a quick rework of some of the combat stance cards, because this feels like yet another primary where I'm probably just staying on Dathomirian training most of the time. Like the only time I'm switching to Wrath is if I need to absolutely obliterate a model. But to be perfectly honest, it's almost the same damage output on both sides when you get to 4 steps. It is only if you happen to get the 5th step on Wrath. It's 5 damage versus 6 damage. So why am I ever flipping to the other side of this card, Todd?
When you're playing with, like you were said, like when you're playing with Vader and you can add Vader dice, I think that's like the only time that, like when you can really add a ton of dice and you know that you're going to be going for a kill. That's, I think, the only time that it's going to matter.
Yeah, and I want to make the decision of the stance cards more relevant in the game, because it just feels like there's a lot of models where it's like, yeah, the other side doesn't matter, and then we have the one unit where flipping the stance card all the time really matters. So maybe I don't want that. Never mind. I take it back.
Well, let's go on and look at the rest of her box. So you have Enoch, Captain of the Guard. He is a Night Trooper, secondary unit. He's only 3-point cost. Of course, doesn't bring any force. So pretty interesting that he's only a 3-point cost character, meaning that our other unit, the supporting units, are going to be a 5-point cost one.
Yeah, I mean I'm thinking of, who was it? Was it Rogue Support who was talking about this? Or there's too many podcasts out there now, and I keep trying to reference them. Anyway, one of the podcasts in recent weeks was talking about how like the scale from 3s to 5s just feels very wibbly wobbly, and nobody really knows what makes a 3 or versus a, well, we kind of know what makes a 5 now. We got that down. let's not make any more 5s. But 3 to 4 feels weird, because like he feels, I don't know, based on his stats and everything, I know we're gonna dig into it, but he feels almost like a 3.5. Like he feels pretty good. He's not bad. He's not bad. So here we go.
He has some relevant tags, though, with Galactic Empire and Stormtrooper. He does have the Stormtrooper tag, which can be relevant, especially with like Veers getting a potential rework. So, I mean, there can be other places where we might be able to see him. His era kind of really restricts him a little bit, but I think he's going to be pretty interesting to play. And still he has 9 stamina, 2 durability, so he's pretty, overall pretty average as far as all of that's concerned.
Yeah, no notes.
Yep. So he has only one force ability as well here. So it's by your command, Grand Admiral, which again kind of makes you think that he should be playing with Thrawn. But so you choose another allied Stormtrooper character and choose the chosen character may dash. Then if the chosen character is also a Night Trooper, one character in this unit may dash. So he really does want to be with the Night Troopers, with the other part of this box. But he at least gets to, for a force, can sit there and move another Stormtrooper, which is kind of nice. But it's still costing a force to do so.
But again, I guess the plan is to just keep Morgan near these people at all times. That's the plan, right?
Apparently so. And then, of course, he has coordinated fire strain, which is pretty cool. So, and it does hit any Galactic Empire unit that makes an attack. You know, as long as if the target is within range 5 of him, he gets strained. So, coordinated fire is just a regular reactive ability. So, pretty good ability though.
Yeah, yeah, no, if you're trying to pack on some damage, which I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out if this box is trying to be aggressive or not, but I mean, strain definitely makes things awkward for your opponent no matter what. So,
Exactly. And then the last ability that he has is Die Well, another reactive ability. When a character in this unit or an allied stormtrooper support character within 5 makes a melee attack as part of a combat action, before dice are rolled, this unit may use this ability. The attacker and defender each gain an exposed condition. So, interesting. It's kind of like coordinated fire expose with extra steps.
yeah, this is one of those things where I'm like, okay, so you're gonna make me choose. Like, obviously, expose is in many instances the better option, but it's like now you're gonna make me choose between one of his abilities and his other ability, and also one of them is more situational. I'm like, okay, now I'm seeing the 3 points. Now I'm seeing the 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, like he can use that ability himself if he's making a melee attack, and like if we start looking at his, and you look
That's
at his
true.
stance card, it kind of, there's ways that he can sit there and heal himself up. So looking at his stance card, he does have a range 5 attack and a melee attack. Each are 6 dice, and then 5 defensive dice for both melee and range. Expertise wise, it's 1 gets him a block, 2 to 3 gets him 2 blocks, 4 plus gets him 2 blocks, and a crit to a regular strike. So overall, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's almost better than what we saw on Morgan.
Shh! Don't don't say it like that, Todd. But you're not. It's definitely more consistent.
Right, right. So then, like his ranged attack with the expertise, 1 to 3 is 2 strikes, 4 plus is a crit and a strike. So it's like not that great of expertise there, especially when he's only rolling 6 dice. So it's like you're really going to see that 4 plus to get that crit, and you really aren't. That's not a really good conversion rate either. It's good at 1 to 2 expertise, but after that, it's not that great of a conversion rate, especially for a support or a secondary, I should say.
And I mean, he's obviously being designed to be in melee. Like the melee expertise is
Right.
definitely much better than the ranged expertise. And this is, I don't know. This is why I keep going. What is this box secretly just designed to make Darth Vader relevant again? Because like, what's going on here? Like they all want to be in melee, and they don't have quite enough dice slash expertise to punch up their weight. So like are
Right.
you shoehorning me into a path, AMG? What's going on here? Because I want to play this box with Dathomirians, and Vader's over here going, join me and together we can rule Dathomir. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe so, maybe so. But yeah, looking at his combat, the combat specialty for his melee expertise, it's 1 to 2 gets him 2 strikes, 3 gets him a crit and a strike, and then 4 plus gets him a crit, a strike, and a strain. So he's really liking the strains there, especially like I said in melee. That's where he is. Again, so it's okay. But then when we look at his combat tree, he's only got 4 steps anyway. So he's like he's rolling 6 dice, getting 4 successes. I mean, it's like is the best he's going to be able to do. He can either he only has 1 shove, that's on 2. He has a potential reposition on 3 if he. But that's where the tree ends if you go that path. If you go all the way down his tree, he gets to an expose and a damage. But it's like the most he's doing is 6 damage. He does have a heal on 3 also if you don't decide to reposition. So if he decides to use that ability on himself and expose his, the person that he's attacking in melee, he can heal himself if he gets 3 down the tree. So that's something. That's not nothing. It's just it's again he kind of feels like a 3. I mean he wants to be in melee, but then he's going to have but then like his coordinated fire is going to start costing him because he's going to make himself the target. He's going to have an interesting play line because like I said, he wants to be melee, but then he's going to be a target because he's in melee.
It's okay. He's just gonna hang out next to Morgan. Famously, Shatterpoint is all about keeping your entire squad together the entire time, right, Todd? You definitely don't move around the board by yourself at all, ever, right?
Well, I mean, that's how you play sometimes. Yes, I get that, but that's not saying that that's the way I play.
Anyway, yeah, it's like this is a 3. Never mind. I retract my previous statement. His stats up here, his abilities were cool, and then we got to the stance card, and I'm like, all right, no, nah, this is a 3. Okay.
Yeah, he's okay. All right, so let's look at the actual troopers here. So we have the Night Troopers. They are 5-point cost, 0 force. They're 2-unit support, so you're going to get a lot there. They have the Galactic Empire, Night Trooper, Stormtrooper, and Trooper tags on them. So lots of Trooper tags going on there. 8 durability, 2 stamina. Overall, pretty good. So then looking at them, they have
this all makes sense.
Right. Oh, then looking overall at them, they have like 4 different abilities. The first one is their Dark Intervention. That one costs a force. Each character in this unit may dash. Then if one unit has 1 or more injured tokens, each character in this unit can instead do a full move action. So a full advance. So interesting there that they don't have that they can, so they're doing that. And they're going to have, we'll see as we go on, them having injured tokens is probably going to be something that they're going to have pretty easily. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, no, this is straightforward. We've seen this kind of thing on other abilities, whereas they are injured, they can do more. Yeah.
Injured or damaged, yeah, they get to do more. Especially in like Galactic Empire, you get to see that quite a bit. Then they have 1 reactive ability. It's called Unnatural Vigor. When a character in this unit defends during the modified dice step, this unit may use this ability. You can change one of your expertise result, or change one expertise result in the attack roll to a fail result. Then for each injured token this unit has, change 1 additional expertise result to a fail in the attack roll. So it's pretty interesting that you get to manipulate their dice, their expertise dice.
Right, because I would think this would be like either heals or blocks or something like, unnatural vigor, dark innovation, like you can't stop us. But instead they chose to show it as like the attack weakening. So, I mean, maybe it's just showing that the attack's ineffectual because like they go down, they come up, they go down, they come up. All right.
I think it's interesting. I think it's really cool that like you have the ability to just manipulate your opponent's attack dice. So I find that cool. All right, then they have 2 innate abilities. The first one called Animated Beyond Death. When another allied stormtrooper unit becomes wounded, if 1 or more non-wounded allied Night Sister primaries characters are within 5 of this unit may remove all its injured tokens.
And here's where I can't play this with Dathomirians anymore, because what do you need for this ability to work?
No, you need Dathomirians. You need a Night Sister primary. It goes well with Mother Talzin, but you also need Stormtroopers.
See? No, I was waiting, Todd. You need another allied stormtrooper. So unless you're just counting on Enoch being, on the table and getting wounded, which is probably going to happen, don't get me wrong, but you need more stormtroopers. Grumble, grumble.
Yeah, and you can't play those under Mom because she's not in the right area. You can't play those with Maul. You can't, or not even Maul because that's a Night Sister. No, he's not a Night Sister. So yeah, it's either Mom or it's Asajj, and neither one of them are the right era for Stormtroopers. So again, really, you're really kind of shoehorned into playing her box together with them and keeping these guys within range 5 of her, and then playing with some other type of empire. Again, that's where, like, I think from the start where I was saying it just doesn't make sense to play this with Mother Talzin or with any other Dathomirians.
Todd, your name is Todd. Todd, what? Yep. What? This is making me grumpier the longer the episode is going on.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I guess you can play this in your World Between Worlds event.
Fine, I will. I'll just make everybody honorary stormtroopers, so it'll be fine.
There you go. There you go. Oh, wait. Can you? No, I don't think you can even do that with, what's her name? With, who is the other storm, or the, yeah, I don't think you can do it with her. I'm thinking of, the one that comes in, what's his name's box, in the Cad Bane box. Why can I not think of her? Aura Singh.
Aura Singh.
I don't
Aura
think you
Singh.
can give her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think you can. Yeah, because it's a primary tag, and there's not primary stormtroopers, so that's
Nope.
not going to work. So yeah, I don't know.
It's okay. Somebody smarter than me will figure this out, and then I'll just copy them. I'm good at this. I'm good at following directions.
Yeah, you are for the most part. Yeah. So then there's one last ability that they have, and this one's a big one. It's called Undying Loyalty. So while this unit has one or more injured tokens on it, this unit's order card cannot be placed in reserve, and opposing players do not gain momentum when this unit becomes wounded. So that's pretty cool that, it stops the momentum train from happening. So, but here's the other part. Additionally, when this unit becomes wounded by an enemy effect, after the effect is resolved, this unit gains an injured token. Then it removes one wounded token, all the damage, and one condition from itself. After resolving this effect, this unit's card is reserved, shuffled. If this unit's card is in reserve, shuffle it into the order deck. So they just never die.
I mean,
they just never
you
die.
You can create a world where technically you could get them off the table, but you have to get them away from the Night Sister, and then what? Wound them twice. Like, yeah, they're gonna wake up, but if you need to get enough.
But you need to wound
tokens,
them without.
Right?
Yeah, well, you need to wound them without. Without doing an enemy effect, which I don't know how you could do it, because it's after the effect is resolved, this unit gains a unit. After this effect is resolved, this unit gains an injured token. Then it removes one wounded token. Yeah, so I guess you become wounded, it becomes injured, then you remove the wound. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it
just takes a long time.
No, it's like No, it's like the other wake up effects. It's like Zeb. It's like that's what you do with all of the like wake up effects. Basically, they never go down. They're never wounded. They wake straight back up. But the trick is that like you've gotta, like, if you're gonna take them off. Sorry, we were talking at cross purposes. You were talking about they never go down. You're right. They can never be in a state of being wounded because of this ability. But I was thinking more along the lines of how do you shoot them off the table, because that's going to be nearly impossible as long as they stay within 5 of a primary, and then you have another stormtrooper to get wounded. Because that's the real trick, is that yes, they immediately become injured, but then they get to take the injured token off, and you're like, oh great, all right, let's start this train all over again.
Yeah, and they don't have to be within 5 of the wounded stormtrooper. So the stormtrooper could be on the other side of the board as long as they're within 5 of a Night Sister primary. Well, Mother Talzin, or not Mother Talzin, but a Morgan Elspeth. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think these are going to be like a front line trooper. I think you're really going to be using these guys kind of as a gun line type of a character, especially in the early game, because you're just going to sit there and like let your other stormtroopers run forward and get wounded, so that you just keep these guys alive kind of in the back of the board. That's kind of how I see playing them, at least to start with. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very interesting that we have these stormtroopers, and I know we haven't talked about the stance card yet, but if you haven't looked at it yet, Todd is correct. Because these guys are very much range troopers. Then you have Enoch and Morgan, who are very melee focused, and I'm just sitting here going, I don't know. This is gonna. I'm having visions of Kiadi Mundi's box where we just didn't get it flashing through
Right.
my mind. So like there must be something I'm missing here because right now everything feels just a little bit under what I expect. Although maybe I'm thinking of Boss and Cassian too much.
Potentially, potentially. All right, so let's look at their stance card. Basically, it's like I was saying, they have a range 5 range attack with for 6 dice, and then their melee's 5 attack dice. And they have 4 or 5 across the board for attack or for melee and for ranged defensive. Their expertise on defense is again okay, especially for supports. It's 1 to 2 is a block, 3 plus is 2 blocks. So nothing special to write home about there. Looking at their melee expertise, 1 to 3 is going to get you 2 strikes. 4 plus gets you a crit and 2 strikes. Again, not the greatest, but like I was saying from before we even started talking about this, I think they're more of a ranged attack unit. Because when we look at their E11 blaster rifles, 1 to 2 gets you a crit, 3 gets you a crit and a strike, and then 4 plus gets you 2 crits. So they definitely are really, I mean, the card just screams, we want to be shooting all day, every day.
Okay, I hear you, Todd, but these are. I'm sorry. Rewind. Go back. Aren't these 5-pointers? Cause, like, where's where's Bazenturit's expertise? Come on. These feel like don't Han and Chewie have better expertise? Like, wait, forget Bazenturit. Where's Han and Chewie? Because I'm over here going like these are a 5-point because like Han and Chewie get. Okay, their defensive expertise is almost as bad. That's fair, but they got really good shooty expertise. I don't know. I 5 dice attack on melee.
Yeah, so them being a 5-point just doesn't really relate to other 5 points in the game, especially like you were saying, Han and Chewie, Bazenturit, 7 Scorch. The list goes on of 5s that are fantastic, and these just are not that fantastic 5 that we see in the game. So I don't know. Like I said, right now I'm feeling a little underwhelmed by this box as a whole. I don't know. What do you think, Aubrey?
This is making me grumpy because yes, everyone is excited about Balin and Shin and the HK droids, and I understand why. I've read the cards too. They look really good. They look really fun. But I was the one over here going, but I want to play with more Night Sisters, and I want to play with Dathomirians. And now that I'm looking at this box, I'm like, well, I have been wanting an excuse to put Thrawn and Vader on the table in not like a classic Empire shell, and so this still kind of scratches that itch, but that's also not really the gameplay I was here for. I wanted to play with more Mother Taliesin, and I don't know how well this box pairs up with her.
No, this is not. Like I said from the start, I don't see this as a Dathomirian box. I see this as a Galactic Empire box, and I think it's finding who you pair her with on the Empire side, whether it's Vader, whether it's Thrawn, or I mean, there might be something just because like if you take this box as a whole and throw it in with say Veers and a Stormtrooper synergy type of a thing, because that might work too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also even just envisioning if you're looking for a more flavorful list, like you could just throw Thrawn with the Stormtrooper Sergeant and Stormtroopers, and then you've got yourself a Morgan Elspeth Thrawn list that can do what that's gonna do what it's gonna do. I have a question about that, Todd. Do you think that they might change Thrawn to like his era to also be New Republic? Because if he did that, then there's still not enough models. There's still not enough models is the problem.
Yeah, I mean because of the era that she is in, and because Thrawn was in the show, it makes sense to give him that era change. Does it matter in this particular sense? Probably not. But it's something. I mean, that is a possibility that you could add that and make that change. But I don't know if it fixes any problem that needs to be fixed.
Right. I was just thinking like Enoch would be a cool 3 to be able to pair with Thrawn, but you can't do that. And like my brain was just going in different directions, and like I'm sure again, I like Empire getting new toys is a cool thing, but I wanted more Dathomirian toys, and I'm grumpy about it.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, you're just not getting those toys. I mean, like I said, and then the error restriction that we have on these guys is not that great. I mean, I don't know. Like there's it's just not that fantastic when it really comes down to it, just because the error is so limited right now. I mean, and I don't see it getting much better, to be honest, in the with the coming boxes, because the next things that we're going to be seeing are all sequel trilogy boxes for the most part. So I don't know. I just don't see a whole lot coming out of this one. I mean, you have the Mandalorians, you have some of the stuff, and you have the Gideon box that, you know, the stuff in his box are he's in the same era as well. So there's a couple of things in the era, but not a whole lot that you're really that excited about for sure.
Yeah, you know what? This is one of those things where I like the characters, I like the models. I will probably pick this up anyway, just because of my love of the Dathomirian like stories and lore. But I don't know if I guess we'll have to see how things shake out after the balance pass, because this is feeling under the curve right now. But maybe it's more in line with what we'll see the meta shake out to be after the balance update. So how about that? How about that?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, there's options out there for sure. I mean, we'll just have to kind of wait and see kind of how those play out and everything along those lines. But I mean, hopefully it'll be something cool. I mean, it's like I said, really limited though overall in what's in this era, just because it's like, what you got, Moff Gideon box. You got Mandalorian box. You got the Armorer, and then the 2 boxes from this era. And then like there's like, you know, Bo was updated to this one. But yeah, that's about it. You know, the Bounty Hunters, I think, were given that as well. And Cad Bane was given that era. But that's not a whole lot, man. Not a whole lot.
Nope. It is not. It definitely is not. The only other detail that I will say, and I'm not saying like I'm not being like Aubrey, Darth Vader, Galactic Republic thing, but it never really occurred to me before looking at the tags on Morgan. She never actually uses the Force, because I always forget there's like members of the Night Sister clan that aren't Force users. Like, duh, it's a clan of people. Obviously, not everyone is going to be Force sensitive, but I never thought about that before. Like, that's I don't really know where I'm going with this. This is just me like spinning my wheels on every conceivable like detail here, because I want to like the Morgan box, but I don't know. I'm a little apprehensive. We're gonna talk about Balin next, right, Todd?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I think we're like, I don't know if we're going to have time to do another episode before I go out of town, but I know you're going to be sitting there probably. I don't know what your plan is for while I'm gone, to if you're going to record something or not. So we'll let you kind of figure that out and surprise everyone if you decide to do that or not.
Yeah, we'll do something. I'll figure it out. It'll be fine.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and close out here because we've been talking for over an hour. That's, you know, a little abnormal for us. Normally we stop before that. But hey, So basically, just to kind of close everything out here, I just want to thank everybody for listening, tuning in, and listening to what we're saying, and see Aubrey with his weird Ahsoka hat on. We do appreciate you guys tuning in, listening to us. If you too want to support the channel or the podcast, you can definitely do so by becoming a patron on patreon.com in the link below for as little as $1 a month. If not, and that's not for you, you can always support us by just rating and reviewing the podcast on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, or if you're watching us on the YouTube, like, subscribe, give us a comment, just let us know what you're thinking about stuff like that. But outside of that, as always, like I said, thanks very much for listening, and may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.